Hey guys, it's Bas. I'm recording a small video today about a great book that I just read the intro from. It's called Not Giving, the Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson. And he's really hitting some points here. I'm really astonished by the intro. I'm going to read the rest of the book and I will probably talk a little bit about it in the future in another video. But I really wanted to share some key nuggets about why this book can be a really great thing for you to see, to read, and to maybe get to use in your daily life. The very cool thing is that he basically starts with the whole introduction where he's using one guy. He was not successful in his life. He was an alcoholic. He tried to be a writer. He tried to write a lot of poems. And basically he ended up working in the post office, and he tried really to get all his books and everything published, but after 50 years, after he was 50, there was like one tiny publisher, not a very successful publisher, but just like a small publishing bureau, and they didn't promise a lot of sales, they didn't promise a lot of success, but they said like, we have this little weird interest in you as an alcoholic crazy writer. And basically what he did is that in this first 50 years, there's a certain moment he just kind of gave up. He just said like, okay, I don't give a fuck about it anymore. And in every second sentence in this book, the word fuck is mentioned. So if you cannot handle that, don't read the book. But the cool thing is that at the end there was a guy who was a full alcoholic. He got kind of discovered, small publishing bureau. After 3 weeks he actually wrote his book, simply called The Post Office, and he said dedicated to nobody. So the point here is that this guy became like super successful, sold millions of his books and like millions of poets. And he didn't really change. He still like was not the nicest guy. He still gave like book meetings and talked bad to his audience. So basically what this guy said at the end and what he learned is like, just don't try anymore. Just like go with life and you will see. And the really cool thing is that he in the second, this isn't a good example about like saying like, okay, don't try, just live your life and let's see what comes on your path. And a lot of people that are saying like, wow, it's a great story, waiting for success, he kept going, stuff like that. He didn't. He just like kind of gave up and he stopped. So all of the other books and all of the other videos that I make and that I read and videos that I watch, they are all about taking this positive mindset and constantly like bringing your affirmations, go work with yourself, stand in the mirror and say that you're a beautiful person. Like, what in this book they actually do the opposite, and that's why it's like kind of really astonishing for me. He really said, and I completely agree with that the desire for something positive is negative. To constantly think what you don't have but want to have, and maybe, and now with the social media stuff all around the world, you even get more reminded of what other people have. And especially if you say, I'm following successful people, I want to see what they are doing, I want to see what they have, I want to follow celebrities because I want to be a great dancer, actress, or whatever. I want to be that businessman. I'm following great businessmen and I'm seeing them in their personal airplanes and private airplanes and all that kind of stuff. It's actually a very negative experience to constantly see and be reminded of what you don't have. But by acceptance, something negative, that's actually a positive experience. So by saying I don't care or I don't give a fuck, it's actually quite a positive experience. And a very good thing is that there's like this that basically he calls it the feedback loop from hell. And you can like feel it mostly. Let's say you're angry. You're angry about something, or you maybe even have some anger problems, and you just say like, okay, I'm angry about something small. Now I am thinking like, why am I angry about small things, and why am I always angry? Then I'm realizing that I have super angry days. And that like this whole life and this whole anger thing is I'm starting to become angry on myself, why I'm making my own life so hard. And at the end you are angry because you're thinking about you being angry. Other example is if you are worried. If you are worried about something, you are worried about maybe paying the bills, you are maybe worried about how people see you in life, etc. Then you start to worry more about those things, and you start to think about those things. You say like, why am I so worried about all those things? And you get more and more confirmations. You see all those other people's posts, and you see all this positivity and what other people have. Because how many people put something negative on their social media? I'm not talking about the haters that are putting negative shit on other people's on purpose, but I mean that they honestly say, I'm going online, or I'm basically just like making a post saying I had a really shit day and this went wrong and that went wrong and that went wrong. People don't do it. They post when they have a great day, when they have a great weekend, the experiences they had, and all the happiness that they have. But you can't see on Facebook how somebody is doing. If you see all kinds of positive things, you don't know what's the negative stuff, because most people don't put it online. So this feedback loop from hell is only possible for human beings, because simply we are the only species that is able to have cogent thoughts, so thoughts about our own thoughts. So you're worried, you're thinking that you're worried and that you worry too much. Why am I worrying too much? Like I'm worried about all kinds of small things, and you are getting this anger on yourself, and it's just like, it makes everything worse. So what this book basically is saying is really nice, is that it's saying like, okay, you have a certain amount of fucks to give. And it's really going to talk about where are you going to care about? What do you care about at this moment? What is the things that you're doing? And on the way, you can just choose to not give a fuck about all the other things. So to be honest, like for many years, I really don't give a fuck about especially like how I look or how I dress or things like that. If people don't like it, they don't like it. Fuck them. There are other things that I'm really crazy business guy. Like I had my first business on 16, and of course this is like very personal for me to share, but I had my own business at 16. I'm a business manager for 10 years. I had multiple projects, and not all the projects were successful. And some people that are only pointing out the negative ones, like, yeah, but this went wrong or that went wrong. Like, fuck it. I am at the end a 10-year businessman with a shitload of experience. So the moment that you start to say a little bit more that you don't give a fuck about certain things, you have much more space. You have much more interest to give a fuck about what you really care. So what do you really care about? Do you care about a TV series that is cancelled or finished? Do you care about what other people wear, what other people do, how other people look like? Do you really care? Do you really give a fuck? Or do you give a fuck about important things? Do you have some goals that you are saying like, I'm going to reach that goal, and I don't give a fuck about how am I going to reach that goal? And I'm not giving a fuck about how people are thinking that I'm going to reach that goal, or the actions that I'm taking. Like I'm recording videos, and I'm very happy that my whole audience gives me positive feedback, and sometimes I get like just like a personal message. Somebody says like, hey, your audio was not that good, maybe you need to fix something. So okay, I ordered on Amazon a separate audio like a microphone. It's not here yet, but it will come. I bought a tripod because I said like the videos were way too much like that. I was looking on top of my audience, which I don't like. I like to be directly with you. So I bought the tripod. So now I am able to talk directly to you. So this is feedback. But with the negative feedback, which I in this case didn't get yet, but it wouldn't give me any bad feeling. It wouldn't let me stop making those videos. I really don't give a fuck if you don't like those videos. I'm making them for the people who get some nuggets out of it, that they maybe have like a good tip. They maybe say, wow, this book, it would be something for me because I care about a lot of things but not the right things. Read this book because this book is going to help you. So I just really want to do my thing. And I really don't care about what people on the negative side would think. And the people on the positive side, I'm very happy with your positive comments and everything that happens. So basically I would say like, yeah, I need a new haircut. I have barber appointment tomorrow, but do I care in the last week? And some people saying it to me, sometimes it's like positive feedback, like, hey, don't forget. On the other side, it's sometimes just like on a slightly bullying face. Of course, I'm an adult, I don't see bullying if you say, oh, you need a haircut, but like you mean this like this little sneer. And that's all fine, because I don't care. I will go when I'm ready, I will go when I have time, and I will go when I'm thinking that it's right. And I also need to do business, so I need to look representative and stuff like that, but I really don't care. What I do care is I'm really sure about my goals. I'm really sure about where I want to go. I'm really sure who I want to take on that journey. Those people also know it. I make sure that they know it, that I have their back, and that we are going somewhere. That we are growing on business, that we are growing as traders for everybody who's trading with me. And I really don't care if people think something else. Some people say like, yeah, you were always an IT guy, or you were always a telecom guy, and now you're like full-time coach and you're a trader and you don't have this big company and this big office. I'm recording this from home and I'm not always in this place. I'm moving around. People say like, why don't you want a home? I don't need a home. Like, I am constantly on the move. I'm helping different people, and this is something I really like, and it's working towards my goals. And people can say whatever they want, because I literally don't give a fuck. I know where to go. I know with who I want to go there. I know who I'm going to take on my journey to success as well. And no, I'm not going to IT and telecom business anymore. It was a very great but also stressful period. And trading can be stressful too, but it's very personal stressful, and it's short-term stressful. And I don't have to trade on Christmas Eve, but when a telecom system failed at Christmas Eve, I was the one that, when the whole family was sitting in the living room, I found a quiet place and I was programming, because there was maybe something wrong and I needed to work all the time. So I really chose to go my own path, and if people don't like that path or they disagree on that path, feel free to say it to me, but I don't really care, and probably you don't say it to me. So that's all fine. I learned my lessons here. Still, I really recommend this book, and I'm going to read the rest of it, because it's basically just choosing. Let you choose, where do you want to give your fucks? Where do you want to care about? What things are important for you? And if this is the last thing that I want to say, and it's especially to my team and the people I work with, if you give a fuck about too much small things, you definitely are not doing the right thing. If you do care about the television session that canceled, if you care about those little small things, if you care about how other people look, if you have time for gossiping and stuff like that, you are really not yet on the right path. So start to be secure with what kind of things you care about. Make your goal lists. I'm going to talk about affirmations and the unconscious brain as well, because I think that still positive thoughts and positive things are really going to bring you forward. But by eliminating all the negative shit, I can tell you that will definitely help. So I will do a video about when I read the rest of the book, and for now stay tuned for the next video. Thanks for watching.